If you use AI for your business, does that mean that you will become obsolete in your own brand? In this video, we're going to talk about whether using AI is a wise move for your business. New day, new location. What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer Lyon back again. For those that don't know, in 2012, I set up a vintage secondhand brand called Gully Arms. Due to different situations, I had to close it, reopened it in a smaller capacity, and now I'm here dropping knowledge, giving game for free on YouTube for anybody who wants it. So for today's video, we're talking about should you use AI for your brand? Simply put, with caution, I think is the best way to approach this. Everybody knows about AI at this point, artificial intelligence, and it's kind of slipped through like smoke to a room that's tightly packed. I know that's a really weird analogy, but it's came in without us even realizing that it dominates a big aspect of set industries. I kind of want to look at it from the perspective of the brand when we talk about a brand secondhand or the reselling community of your own Depop store, your own website. If there are artificial intelligence enhancements for you to use to save time, should you actually use those and save time? Before I mentioned about how Shopify and eBay and probably Depop in not a long amount of time will start to automatically generate the descriptions. The logic I have is once you start using artificial intelligence and AI in your brand, then there's a lot of openings for you to question every other part that you do. If it's made that easier, maybe it can make this easier and therefore make that easier. One of the main points I have is that once you allow artificial intelligence or AI into your business and brand, and by allowing it, I mean you accept that you need to use it, it will open up more doors for you to question where else AI might be useful. One big part of building a brand is, in my eyes, is personal identity, is something that's yours. It's a feel factor of something you've created, and I believe that by it being created by something artificially, it takes away that identity that you actually bring to it. AI cannot equal personal identity. And when I'm talking about that, I'm referring to the AI that's currently in Shopify and places like this, where it can AI generate your descriptions, pretty much whatever you want on the website. Shopify actually recently, I think Shopify in the last 5 months released, I can't remember the name of it, which is not good obviously, service that you can pay for that will essentially build and design a website for you. I'm totally for using AI with the respect or using assistance that's affordable where there are aspects of the job that you're not proficient with. So for example, if you're not a great graphic designer and you want ChatGPT to make you a logo, I can't argue with the simplicity of that over actually hiring someone to create you a logo. And I don't mean to discredit people that do graphic design for a living, but unfortunately AI is creating this solution that is so much more affordable for some people. I know that kind of contradicts the points, and again, this is what's really complex about most of these topics we talk about. You can kind of agree to certain levels at certain points, but then other aspects of it, you kind of realize you contradict yourself. Should you allow AI into your brand? The main question I would say, or the main point I would say back is with caution. When we look at secondhand or when we look at the reselling economy, there are certain aspects that you can't really let AI into, which would be taking the photos. AI will probably be taking your photos in a short amount of time. It will probably be done, this is just a quick tangent, but when we used to take the photography before, many years ago actually, this was before I even did castings, we used to tether the camera to the computer, sometimes wirelessly, but mostly through this massive orange cable. What my point is, with that feature that we had through Capture One, which is how we was capturing the photos, you had an option for it to press the space bar and the photo would just take. So for someone like me who comes from appreciating the art of the photography, you click the space bar and it will take a photo for you. There's not much that's dissimilar to AI in that respect. It's not a big jump for it to take in order to make that a seamless process. Why that's important to what I'm mentioning is that there's certain aspects where it may just creep in without you knowing it. And I'm totally for finding efficiency with what it is you're doing. If you're a reseller, if you're a buy and seller, if you're trying to build your own brand, a lot of the tasks can feel overwhelming because you're having to do so much, from thinking about what you want to sell, to understanding how much you want to price it for, to understanding how you want it to be represented, to understanding where you want to sell it, prices you're going to accept in offers, and so many more things. The argument for why wouldn't I use AI is quite hard to compete against. My main point and my main justification for where I'm going to come from with this video is that personal identity and self-identity of what you're actually creating will outweigh AI at any point, because that is you. That is the way that you can synonymously create something that is yours. yours. I know that we might be too late with certain aspects of AI where if you can have a description for your product on eBay automatically generated by AI, why on earth will you spend the time to think about writing a description? My point would probably come back to, do you want to take credit for the work you are putting out and representing through your products that you're selling, or do you want to simplify things so that something else can take away a lot of the pressure? Not to say back when I did this, but because AI is something that's new in the last year, for everybody who's just coming out to reselling now, it can seem like a really good way to fast track that process. But what I would say is that one reason that I was successful with what I did, the same way that many others like me were successful, is that we built our brand off the tedious tasks we had to fall in love with, and we didn't have shortcuts along the way to eliminate those processes, just people to help alleviate. When you think about something like AI that comes through and simplifies a lot of the processes that many of us had to go through and actually do thoroughly, it comes back to that identity of the brand we built versus this copy and paste. If everybody's using an automatic description tool, thinking that your descriptions read very smoothly, I personally believe it just takes away that personal identity. Even though a description is so minuscule, you learn and appreciate the art and the craft of the jobs that you do will make you 10 times more a resilient person. Heaven forbid, when certain tools that are AI generated, think about it, you're using it for free now and it's giving you leverage. There's going to be a counteracting part where you're going to be expected to pay for this thing that could just be done by you. If you build yourself with the resilience and the leverage to do it yourself, then you don't have to worry about an outcome where this service might be charged. I can't fault the seamless transition it's had into most people's jobs, whether it be through creative, online, different sort of administration roles. It's came through and it's completely taken problems and given solutions, but what it's also done, eliminated this identity that we once felt through the tasks that we once did. There's certain bits that might be unknown at this point as well, so if you are working on your own website and you are using auto-generated descriptions, I don't know whether Google and the SEO, the search engine optimization, is pro that yet, or if it's pro you actually writing a description. Again, guys, I'm welcome to all feedback. I'm welcome to all thoughts. You know, I get that you won't want to do all the jobs, and if there's something that can simplify the processes, if you can save an hour a day writing descriptions and have something else doing it, why wouldn't you? Consider the identity that you are trying to have through the brand you are trying to create. Whether it's the tedious tasks, they are what make you, what make your brand, and what make you synonymous to the product that you're putting out to the world. As always, appreciate y'all for watching the videos. I won't say y'all again, I'm sorry. This is a video here, maybe, I think, and this is a subscribe. If you can subscribe, that's really cool. I'm not gonna beg or ask for it, but that's really cool. The Patreon link is in the description if you're interested. That is £4.50 a month. I said it wrong on a video recently. 2 videos and 1 60-minute webinar. If you wanna get involved with exclusive content that won't be on YouTube, that is where you need to go for that. Stay sustainable, stay safe, stay original, keep doing you, and honestly, trust the process.